Well, hi everyone. I'm here at Ararat Ridge Zoo at the Ark Encounter. In fact, the Ark is just over here. We'll sort of swing around just so you can see where the Ark is. And behind me is a special exhibit, and Leanne, who is our senior manager of the zoo here, Ararat Ridge Zoo at the Ark Encounter. Mm-hmm. And this really is going to be an incredible addition to the Ark Encounter, and we're basically opening this for the public to be able to see on, well, it's a special day. Okay, what day is it today? It's not World Goat Day.
No, today is World Lemur Day.
World Lemur Day.
Yes,
World Lemur Day. If you didn't know it was World Lemur Day, you have been missing out. Your education is sadly lacking. So thank you. I mean, I knew it was World Lemur Day when you told me.
Right, exactly.
I mean, how else would I know?
Right.
How do people know all these things?
So zookeepers basically keep a calendar of all of the animal holidays. So we actually, there's an organization that actually makes a calendar that has all of the animal holidays on it. So that's how we know when all the animal holidays are.
See, my education now has improved greatly. Okay, so Leanne, I can't see any lemurs in here. Lemurs?
Yes, so we just welcomed 8 ringtail lemurs to our zoo family. So these guys are still in quarantine. So quarantine is just a fancy term for basically making sure that they're healthy and our keepers can get to know them before we put them on exhibit to the public. So they're not in their outdoors exhibit space, but because they are doing so well in quarantine, we are actually opening our indoor exhibit space so guests can walk up to windows and see them inside.
So it wasn't Governor Newsom from California that said they had to be quarantined?
No. This is, we have a 30-day quarantine that we do with any animal that comes into the zoo here.
Okay.
So.
All right, well, let's go
over here. So let's go and look.
So we're going to have a party for them?
Yes, so we're having a welcome party for our lemurs.
A welcome party for lemurs. Can you imagine it? On World Lemur Day, a welcome party for lemurs. Can't believe this.
Yes.
Yes, Leanne, okay.
So yes, we have 8 ringtail lemurs. So we have a bachelor group. So that means we have 8 boys in here. So
that's discrimination, isn't it?
So actually, in a zoo setting, this is a very common thing to have a group like a bachelor group here. These guys, if there's any female lemurs around, they will start kind of fighting for dominance in that regard. So just having a bachelor group here, they get along just fine. Typically, in their natural habitat in Madagascar, these guys are going to live in groups called troops, or as the other term is conspiracies. So we really like to call our group a conspiracy, not a troop. But these guys, they do live in large social groups of anywhere from 10 to about 30 lemurs.
In the book of Isaiah, chapter 8, it says, don't call a conspiracy what people call a conspiracy. That's not talking about lemurs.
Yes, not talking about lemurs. It's just a really fun name, and once you work around lemurs a little bit, you'll understand. Like they definitely can cause some chaos.
They try to manipulate their handlers. Is that it?
Well, Jehoshaphat, he tries to get as much fruit as he possibly can. So.
Oh, that's right. You name them all with biblical names, right?
Yes.
Can you rattle off all 8 names?
Oh boy. Okay, so here we go. So these guys are actually all named after Old Testament kings because lemurs, we just thought it would be really fun to name them after kings since there is a very popular lemur in the film world that is named after a king. So we have David, Solomon, Jedediah, Jehoshaphat, Uzziah, Azariah, Josiah, and Jotham. I think I got everybody. I don't think I missed anybody.
Hey, I see little bags there look like presents. Are they going to open those?
We're going to see.
Is there food in them, treats in them?
Yes.
Ah.
So these guys are very food motivated.
Yeah, look, it got into that one.
Yes. I think that was some jicama there, it looks like. So these guys are, they're technically omnivores, but fruits and vegetables make up the majority of their diet. So they will also eat... They got some banana leaves the other day, and they loved the banana leaves. So we'll give them browse items as well. And then we also offer them seeds and other things like that as well. I don't know, have they liked the hard-boiled egg yet? That is the question. Not yet. Sarah Jo is our animal health supervisor over here.
Sarah Jo. So Sarah Jo, you're an animal health supervisor here?
Yes.
At the zoo to make sure all the animals are nice and healthy?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you're looking after these quarantined lemurs.
Yes.
So people can now, we're opening this World Lemur Day, We're opening this now so they can see them through the glass. As they look at them through the glass, you can see them jump up and down on the trees and eating their food and having fun. But then you'll be able to open up to the outside. When will that be?
So they have to finish their quarantine yet. So they've got about 2 weeks left in quarantine. And then on warmer days, we'll give them access to the outside. Where right now, Sarah Jo is, in addition to being our animal health supervisor, she's also our primary keeper on lemurs. So she's overseeing their diets and as far as enrichment and training as well. So right now we're working on some recall training with them. So I'll let Sarah Jo explain that a little bit more, but we want to get their recall a little bit more solid before we start letting them outside. But these guys actually have a pretty big temperature range. So as long as they have access to inside, we'll be able to let these guys out down to about 45 degrees as long as it's sunny. So these guys will be able to be out in the exhibit hopefully a little bit this fall.
Which means by the time we get to December, particularly January, February, they'll be inside.
Yes, they're going to be inside, but that's why we designed the exhibit
them
with these windows so you, guests could see them year round.
So, Sarah Jo, you're going to tell us a little bit about lemurs.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
So our group of 8 is really awesome. They're all very friendly, and they all have different personalities. So as you
say that about every animal here.
That's true. But these guys are extremely intelligent, and you can kind of tell them apart. As you can tell, they're pretty difficult to tell apart. They all look almost identical. So just in the short time that we've had them, most of our keepers can tell almost all of them apart. I've got them narrowed down, but that's all by practice and finding tiny, tiny things that make them different from each other. So some of the training we've been working on is recall, so we want to make sure that we can bring them back inside just in case we have bad weather, or just bring them back inside for the night. So every time we bring out food, we have a whistle, and we're going to blow that for them, and that signals, hey, I've got food, come find me, and you'll get the food. So that's going to help us with that recall training. We've also started some scale training, so all of them except for one little troublemaker has stepped on the scale for us, so we've been able to get their weights, which is awesome. These guys are so brand new that's a really awesome accomplishment, but they're extremely food motivated and extremely intelligent, so them being very friendly with us has been very beneficial for their health already. We've been able to examine them really closely.
Hey, they're really enjoying your party.
Yeah,
the welcome party.
All of our keepers that are working with our lemurs worked really hard on their welcome party, so we're calling them cupcakes, our little rainbow cupcakes on the table. So in the first one, we've got some apple skins for red, and the orange is butternut squash. The yellow is yellow squash. We've got zucchini, jicama, and beets. So these guys, their diet is pretty tricky. You have to do a lot of research to find out how to feed a lemur under human care. So these guys have a very specified diet. We've actually been working with a certified zoo nutritionist who's helped us with their diet as well. So everything's measured out down to the last little gram. We actually limit their fruits quite a bit because fruits that we grow versus fruits that grow in Madagascar are very different in their nutritional makeup.
I see one has gotten into that little...
Yeah, that looks like...
little bag up there on the trees.
That looks like a Isaiah up there. So this guy that's holding the apple in his piece right on the table, that's Jotham. And sitting right beside him is Jedediah.
I don't know how you even tell the difference because they look the same to me.
It takes a lot of time with them. Yeah, we've been doing part of their quarantine period. One of the best things we can do is just bond with them. So we go in there with our laptops and just kind of sit down and work while we're in with them so they get used to us, and we equal friends and food. So these guys have done a really awesome job with all of that. We have a couple that are learning to step up on our shoulders on command, which is really awesome too for when we get to go outside. We can bring one over on our shoulder and kind of do some keeper talks with everyone.
So what do they think of their new house here?
Oh, they're loving it so far. So this is what we call their living room. So this is where they'll be outside during the day when you guys can see. Overnight, you can see those tiny doors in the back. Those actually lead to 2 separate bedrooms. So they have their own bedrooms as well with little beds. They've got plenty of beds they can all lay down in. These guys are also very spoiled because they're so intelligent. We don't want them to get bored. So we actually enrich them a minimum of 3 times every single day, which is a lot compared to what we're able to do with the rest of our animals. Some of them don't require that much enrichment. So they get 3 different enrichments every single day. So later on today, they're going to get some hanging bells as an auditory enrichment to see what they think of that. And then this, of course, is one big enrichment party.
It looks like they're really enjoying it.
Yeah, they are. I'm so glad these guys came right up on the
Well,
table
that
for
World
us.
Lemur Day, and we're welcoming lemurs to the Ararat Ridge Zoo, and we have a welcome party for them.
We decided to do a rainbow theme. So all of these guys also will teach them to target. So what that means is we've got a little ball on a stick, and if they touch it, they get a treat. So that's great training for them.
I'm sure everyone knows the reason we have a rainbow theme is because in Genesis 9 after the flood, God said when you see a rainbow, that is a reminder of a covenant he made with Noah and with the animals, with all of us, that he would never again send another global flood. Mm-hmm. And that's the true meaning of the rainbow. Mm-hmm. So we're taking back the rainbow here.
Yeah. So that's why we did our rainbow theme, and also part of their target training that we're doing to help them all only come to a certain target so that we can have them target in different areas. Each lemur has their own color. So Solomon is gold. He's going to have gold for the rest of his life. All of his little treat containers are gold. Jedediah is green. Josiah is blue. They all have their own colors of the rainbow, and that's going to associate all of their foods and training devices.
Well, you people put a lot of work into this.
We
it's
do,
amazing.
yes.
And I want people to understand, this is not just, animals on display. I mean, you really work with them. And
yeah, there's a lot of work and a lot of research and time that has gone into these
now,
guys.
you're hoping that you can use at least one or more of these for the animal actor stage at some stage?
There's different permitting things that we would have to deal with that. So for now, we're just concentrating on letting them be in display for people to see, and then maybe even doing some keeper chats out in their outdoor area once we get to that. So that's part of the training with Jehoshaphat, especially. He's one of the younger guys and the most curious, so he really likes to come on over and say hi. So he's actually already trained to step up on your shoulder when you ask him to. Well, and that's actually this guy chewing on the blue jicama right there in front. That's Jehoshaphat, and then the little guy beside him going for the zucchini, that is Josiah.
That's one of the things we want to do for the future for the sloths, is to have a nice indoor exhibit like this for them.
Right.
And that's an improvement we're doing for next year, actually. Well, look at that. So are all 8 in there?
Yes. Everyone's shifted out, so that's another thing we're working on is training them to shift on command. So that recall, when we blow that whistle and bring their food out, they're slowly but surely learning. If I hear that whistle, then I come out and I get some food. So that just takes time, and they'll get used to that eventually.
So when people come to the Ark Encounter and visit the Ararat Ridge Zoo, which is behind the Ark, now we'll have the lemur exhibit, and if it is too cold for them to be outside, you'll be able to see them in their nice heated lounge room.
Correct. Yeah, and if you keep a lookout, like I was saying, these guys get enrichment 3 times a day. So you'll often find some things in there that might not look like they belong, like some hanging bells, or we have some jolly balls. This morning they got some jolly balls that were hanging, and we sprayed different scents on them. The scents we used this morning were root beer and marshmallow, and they kind of liked them. So you might see different things in there, and that's all their enrichment to keep them stimulated.
So how long did they take to really warm up to this, coming from where they were to here?
Oh, not long at all. I think it took them about 2 days until they were totally comfortable with us being in there and as soon as they got here, they took food out of our hand as soon as we released them into the exhibit, which was awesome.
So they were already used to people.
Very much so, yes, which is great for their health as well, because like I said, the more we can get close to them and handle them and have them trained to step up on a scale, the more we have a better idea about their health and how they're doing overall, so we can keep an eye on each one individually and all of their needs.
Well, Sarah Jo, thank you so much for giving us all that information. Leanne, what other animals have we got coming next year?
Well, next year we will have binturongs or bearcats coming. Our site development team is actually starting to work on that one now. And we will actually have some emus coming in, hopefully yet this year as well. So we'll be adding some emus back to our zoo. We had emus a couple years ago, and we're going to bring some new emus in as well. So those are the 2 newest animals that we'll have coming in here in the next couple months.
Well, there we are. So have another quick look at the lemurs to see the lemurs on World Lemur Day. So there you are. So World Lemur Day, then that is October the 30th.
Yes.
Is World Lemur Day. The day before Reformation Day.
Yes.
The day before Halloween.
Yes. So this whole week has actually been World Lemur Week. So there's actually a Lemur Week, and then there's even a Lemur Day. So, which is really cool. There's about 20 different species of true lemurs, which is the created kind that these guys are in, the true lemur kind. So there's a lot of variety within this created kind, and they're really fascinating and really cool animals. So they do deserve a whole week.
And that's one of the purposes of the zoo. And as we get all the other animals that we're gradually getting in here and things finished, and so we're a little behind this year because of the shutdown for 3 months, but we want to teach people about kinds and difference between kinds and species. A kind is more at the family level classification in most instances.
In most cases, yes.
Well, there we are, lemurs at Ararat Ridge Zoo at the Ark Encounter. So make sure you come and visit. We have tremendous Christmas programs coming up. And so after Thanksgiving, from then till the end of December, check the Ark Encounter website. And if you check the Ark Encounter website, you'll be able to see the dates for the Christmas programs, Christmas time here at the Ark Encounter, Christmas town at the Creation Museum. At the Creation Museum, the Garden of Lights, we have live nativity, and we have some biblical characters and lots of fun things there. The Garden of Lights are spectacular, and that's been, a tradition for many people for many, many years now. And then here at the Ark, Christmas time at the Ark, we have lights. The whole Ark is lit up, and the lights change colours, and the cross on the door of the Ark. And then we have an Encounter the Wonder program on our big video wall, and that's in the Answer Centre. And then our resident artists, Steve Hess and Southern Salvation, will conduct a concert with traditional Christmas carols. In fact, if you want to have a traditional Christmas, what you call a traditional Christmas, come to the Creation Museum, come to the Ark Encounter. It's free except for parking, and you can get all the details there on the website, the Ark Encounter website and the Creation Museum website. And so here at the Ark, as well as the Ark lit up with lights, you have the zoo lit up, and we have coloured lights throughout the gardens, and that's all very spectacular. At the Creation Museum, we moved the ice rink up there this year, and so a synthetic ice rink, and you can actually skate there at the Creation Museum.
Yes.
So, and any animal programs during the Christmas?
Yes. So we will be doing two animal programs in the Answer Center. So they'll be part of kind of our Christmas time events here. And then our walkabout, our kangaroo walkabout, will also be open during Christmas time. We'll also have camel rides. Our petting area will also be open, and you're going to be able to see, our lemurs, our sloths. The zoo will be open, so you'll be able to come down and see some of our animals at night.
So look up the dates for the Christmas time programs, and Christmas time starts at 5 p.m. in the evening and goes through to 8:30 p.m. So that's the Christmas time, and then Christmas town is 5 p.m. at the museum through to 8:30 as well. But they're on specific dates, so check the dates. They're on the Ark Encounter website, and as I said, it's free at 5 p.m. It's free except for parking.
Yes.
And bring the family, have a great time. In fact, visit both the Ark and the Creation Museum.
Yes.
And
enjoy all the lights.
Kids will enjoy it, mums and dads will enjoy it. Great family opportunities. So with that, Leanne, thank you. Sarah Jo, thank you. And we look forward to seeing what these lemurs do when they get outside.
Yes, it's going to be fun.
In a couple of weeks, to watch them out there. Oh, look, they're inquisitive, aren't they? Oh, they're all enjoying their party now. Look at that. The partying lemurs. Well, there we are. Come to the Ark Encounter, see the lemurs. I mean, you could stand here and watch them for hours, couldn't you? I'm sure Sarah Jo probably does that, don't you?
Yep. Yes, we'll sometimes we'll go in and just sit with them and just kind of let them come over to us or just do their own thing. So yeah, we can spend hours with these guys. They're just really fun.
Well, just think about it. World Lemur Day can be celebrated at the Ark Encounter because we have lemurs now.
Yes.
8 lemurs. So come and visit the Ark Encounter, and then come and visit the Creation Museum as well, and have a great family time. They're big facilities, and so plenty of space outside and plenty of space inside in the Ark as well, and in the Creation Museum. With that, happy World Lemur Day.